Atma, Namaste. Good morning, beautiful souls, loving beings. This morning's whisper is on the wisdom of trees. And that's very fitting considering this week is on wonder. I wanted to share a little wisdom of trees. It's something that's been honored by cultures around the world for thousands of years. And while trees don't teach in a human sense, they offer very powerful lessons through the way they live. And whether you approach them scientifically, spiritually, poetically, they can become remarkable guides. So, let's talk about some of the lessons that trees embody. Stay with me here. They have deep roots, and deep roots allow great height. A tree's visible strength depends on what is hidden underground, what we can't see. And the taller it grows, the deeper and wider its roots must become. And that invites us to ask, what grounds me? What values do I return to when life is uncertain? Am I growing outward faster than I'm growing inward? Growth. Growth is seasonal. And trees don't produce leaves or flowers or fruit all year. They rest. They conserve their energy. They hold it close. And then they let go. Nature reminds us that life has seasons of planting, of growth, of harvest, and of rest. There is wisdom in recognizing that not every season is meant for constant productivity, constant doing. It reminds us that letting go creates space. Oh, in the autumn, in the fall, one of my favorite seasons, a tree releases its leaves that it no longer needs, and it doesn't cling to them. For me, that is a symbol of realizing that old identities, relationships that have run their course, fear, expectations, stories that no longer serve us, that all of those things, it's time to let go of. The tree trusts new growth will come in its own time, but it makes space for that growth. Flexibility is strength. Think about it. During storms, rigid branches often snap, while those that bend survive. Resilience isn't always about standing firm. Sometimes it's about adapting without losing who we are. without snapping. Everything is connected. Everything. Think about modern ecology. It has shown us that forests are deeply interconnected through underground networks of fungi, often called the wood wide web instead of the world wide web. Trees can share nutrients, they can send chemical signals and even support younger trees or stressed neighboring trees. About when you see groves of trees. Aspens are my favorite, amongst my favorite. And this reminds us that independence and interdependence can coexist. Thriving communities often involve giving and receiving support. It takes a village. Quiet can be profoundly alive. It speaks volumes. Trees don't rush. They don't compare themselves to the tree beside them. And an oak doesn't try to become a pine. They simply become more fully themselves. There is a kind of peace in that if you think of it. They fully become themselves instead of trying to become something they were never meant to be. Presence changes others, and a mature tree provides shade that it may never use, fruit that it may never eat, and shelter for countless living things and living beings. A tree's life naturally benefits others without exhausting itself trying to prove its worth. It just provides. And there's beauty in that. It can be a beautiful model of generosity. Allowing its presence, allowing your presence in itself to become a gift. Given everything that we've meditated over the last 72 days, the journey of meditation in finding stillness, your love of connection and meditation, of these messages, there may be one lesson that resonates especially deep. And I invite you to think of that the tree doesn't question whether it deserves to grow. It reaches toward the light above while remaining rooted in the ground. I would invite you to sit in how that is similar for you. It survives storms without believing it has become the storm. It stands hold, it stands steadfast. It sheds what is finished without believing it has lost itself or lost anything. And going back to the seasons in the spring, it trusts that life still knows how to return. Perhaps that is the quiet wisdom trees offer us. That growth is not something we force. It's something we participate in by staying rooted, remaining open to the light, and trusting the rhythm of life, the invitation that we've been given to participate in the experience. The next time you sit beneath a tree, I would invite you to try this simple meditation. Teach me how to be rooted without becoming stuck. Teach me how to reach without striving. Teach me how to let go without fear. Teach me to trust the seasons of my own becoming. Take a slow breath in and gently breathe out. I would invite you to close your eyes and imagine yourself standing or sitting beneath that great old tree. Its roots reach deep into the earth. Its branches stretch toward the sky. It doesn't rush the seasons. It doesn't compare itself to the trees around it. It simply grows faithfully. And ask yourself, while you're sitting there under that great old tree, where in my life can I trust my own seasons? Have I trusted more seasons than others? And rest with that question. What season are you currently in? And do you trust it? And bring gratitude for the wisdom found in nature. And in your mind's eye, and in your heart space, I invite you to hold, I trust my own seasons. I am deeply rooted, and growth unfolds in its own time. Carry the quiet strength of the tree with you today. Reminds me of the tree of life. I have definitely gone through life wanting to be other trees and attempting to take on the seasons, to take on the fruit, to take on the flower, to take on the responsibility of said tree. And in return, I've not allowed mine to grow. During meditations, it's incredibly powerful to envision or visualize my root system growing deep into Mother Earth. How I stretch down into the deep, rich soil, the earth, in the mirroring of stretching toward the light, allowing my branches, my flowers, my leaves, my fruit to grow. being aware of the season that I'm in. Is it a growing season? Is it a resting season? The season of reflection? Or is it blooming? Ask yourself all of those things. And what type of tree are you? What's the first tree that comes to mind? Mine's a weeping willow. I'll have to do some research on that. Make it a beautiful day. Thank you for allowing me the time and space to connect with you this morning. And I would love to hear what type of tree you are, what kind of fruit you bear, what type of flowers you produce, what color are your leaves. They don't have to be the traditional color. Make it your own. Until tomorrow, Atma, Namaste.